And Evan's already got the greatest comment in the world already in the chat. The great Daniel Jones has returned. There's General MacArthur. There's Patton. There's all those great generals that are like, I have. Well, actually, Patton was, and MacArthur's one that said, I shall return. Daniel Jones has returned to the practice squad. Well, I participated in 7-on-7 drills yesterday in the OTAs. Giants have the OTAs again today. And then they'll be off, I believe, for a couple days, and then they come back again. It's just part of the off-season program. What's up, Douglas? It's all just part of the off-season program. You know, I don't get too excited. I don't get too pumped up about the OTAs because there's really nothing there. I mean, you're gonna look at the people coming up with the top 10s and the top takeaways of the OTAs. You know, there was no live contact, but they did run 7-on-7, 9-on-7, and I think 11-on-11 drills are permitted. They only ran, it looks like 7-on-7 drills. And well, no, they did run some 11-on-11 drills, but they mainly did it outside the red zone. You know, the top of takeaways was Alex Johnson, not just first interception. That's a 6 foot, 185-pound undrafted rookie free agent at a UCLA. He was with the Pac-12 last year. Most notably had 5 interceptions. Daniel Jones did participate in a little bit of the 7-on-7 drills while Drew Lock took on the 11-on-11. You know, they say that Neighbors was off to a good start, but of course that's what you expect against the competition that you're going up against and what you're playing up against. So like I said, it's good when you get a little bit more into the when you get into a little bit more of the dog days you get of the summer, and you get a little bit more into mandatory camps and things such as that. Then you're going to start to see a little bit more progression. Then you're going to start to see, you know, that's when things get a little bit more interesting. They are, like I said, they are practicing today and then again on the 23rd. And then they will practice on the 28th, 29th, and the 31st. And they come back in June 3rd to the 4th, and June 6th to the 7th, and June 11th to the 13th, which is going to be mini camp. I'm going to be interested in seeing that. I'm going to be interested in see that. And I love it because people are, you know, I know it's the silly season, but you guys, you know, we still have baseball. So we can't get excited that Theo Johnson, the 4th rounder at Penn State, had a reception. I do want to talk about Tommy DeVito a little bit. Miguel says this is the episode I've been waiting for. The Goofy Crew. The Goofy Crew is in full effect. Make sure you know it's the Goofy Crew. Goofy on, fan on, everyone. Because if you don't fan on, are you really a fan if you don't fan on? We're going to have a live stream on Sunday. And I have to laugh because got a lot of surprises for Sunday's live stream. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And make sure you go to NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Why? Get your All My Big Blue fan on t-shirts. Fan on, everyone. The Goof Troop in full effect. Get it now. All My Big Blue fan on. Get your t-shirts, hoodies. I tried to charge $200. You know what I love about these websites where you sell merch and you create your merch and stuff. And some of them you can't really set your price point. I tried to set my price point at $218.99 and offer free shipping on the hoodies, just on the hoodies. Yeah, they wouldn't let me do it. They would. Those assholes wouldn't leave. Zach Texas best OTA innings. Nothing. Oh, GR Sports. GR Sports. OG Knockout said, what's going on, Tim? Chris, for the love of MMA. I look forward to seeing how many rookies do this year's Burns. I wish for the best as the record, but I always expect another bad year, T-Dog. The T-Dog predicted it. I've seen 5 to 6 wins. Some people say I'm being generous. I don't think I'm being generous. I think this is a 5 to 6 win team. If you take a look at the roster, you take a look at the quarterback situation, you take a look at the offensive line, you take a look at the defensive line outside Dexter Lawrence, and you take a look at the linebackers, you take a look at issues you may potentially have in the secondary. There's not much solidification in a lot of these areas. So we got to kind of hope that you got to see what's going on with Darren Waller. You got to see you just have to see what's going on in general. And I'm kind of hoping that, you know, that the Giants find something and we always talked about this before. I can deal with the losing if I see a progression. And I've said that when Joe Shane took over. If there is a progression, if you show that you are making players marketably better, that you are sitting there and you are putting on a product where it just seems like you're getting better. That's kind of what you want to see. And I'm hoping that we see that progression with this team. That's what I'm hoping. I really am. I hope we head down that road. I'm hoping to head down that direction. That's what I want to see. Frank, what does Big Frank say? Hey, Tim, I don't make it to many of these live streams before. I'm glad. Frank, I'm saying you haven't been around for a while, Frank. You haven't been around for a while, Frank. I'm going to say that. Welcome back, Frank. Davey! Hey, Tim. I am sensitive. Aren't we all sensitive? Mr. Alvarez says, hey, Tim, I'm not hyped to see another year of Daniel Jones, and the excuse if Jones plays like trash again. Can you really sit there and say that if Daniel Jones plays like trash again this season, they can make excuses for him? Do you really think we could go into year 7 with the same excuses we went through 1 through 6? I know Carl Banks can, but do you really think we can go through that? I don't think so. I think then you have to make some kind of move. Neighbors might have a date with a reporter. Oh my God. The Neighbors thing cracked me up about the uniforms. Neighbors was asked specifically about the giant uniforms, the giant throwback uniforms. Neighbors was specifically asked about that. So let's listen. Let's see if I can find this. Hold on. I got the clip. Hold on. I always have the clips. It's like a talk show.
The Giants just unveiled their red throwback jerseys. What do we think about that? Give some honest feedback here.
It's going to be hard to swag it out. That's all I got to say about it.
How do you make that look good?
I don't know. I'm going to see when I put it on.
If anyone can make it look good, it's you.
Oh, of course.
You got to have confidence, man. You got to have confidence. And the fact that he can sit there and say, I'm good, if anyone can make this look good, I think I can. The dude's got confidence. You got to give him that. I got to give him that, and I hope for the best, because this is also the same kid that was on live streams shopping from homes in LA. Wonder how he likes Connecticut. Daniel Jones is getting intercepted in practice. The more things change, he's coming back from an injury. I'm not going to pick on Daniel Jones yet. I can't pick on Daniel Jones yet. Give me some time. Who's texting me when I'm working? Give me some time to pick on Jones. I'll do it later. OTAs are fine to tune your fundamentals. Does Jones practice show you more? The joint practice. I think joint practice show you more. I think the mandatory minicamps are going to show you more. OTAs are just something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about. It's the same story. Daniel Jones needs his training king, not getting fooled this time. Yeah, a lot of us didn't get fooled the last 3 times. Can you explain to me the offseason was scheduled for the right guard, Runyon, left guard, and we're already doing the guard swap and not getting these guys to get into proper position? It's early, Miguel. It's early. You're running your first OTA practice. It's early. Don't worry about it. It's early. We're getting there. Douglas says, my Nuggets made me cry. Now I got to wait to cry about the Giants. Yeah, the Knicks name. Well, the Knicks didn't make me cry. I laughed because after the loss, I had my phone off. And I woke up the next morning, I turned my phone on, and I posted on Twitter. I had like 146 messages. I'm like, I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. Hey, Tim, any early candidates for the David Sills Award? It's funny. We are actually going to make sure you tune in Sunday because we are actually going to have the first annual David Sills OTA Awards. So make sure we have a statue and everything. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That's gonna be interesting. Damn it, people are blowing me up. I'm working. Davey says, Tim, I need some Knicks therapy down on I'm not down the Knicks. The Knicks were down, man. The Knicks, I didn't think they were gonna get that far. And then when Brunson fractured his hand and everything, it was over. It was over when OG Anunoby went down. It should have been over when Julius Randle went down. Should have been over when Mitchie the Kid went down. They just fought through it. They got beat by a younger team on their home court, and that is what it is. Frank says, sorry to be such a disappointment, Tim, my good sir. It's all good, man. You know it. If it was determined that Germany had violated the Paris Peace Treaties in 1947, so we are punishing, they get Daniel Jones and Bryce Young. I can deal with the losing. I'm sick of doing Daniel Jones. Well, luckily you say that. Hold on. I gotta find it. Because we have the venerable Tommy DeVito complaining that if he was a third round pick, he wouldn't be going through all this. Oh, Tommy. You just needed to just drink a big tall glass and shut the fuck up. You know, it's funny. AMC is playing Goodfellas, and they took flack because they had a sensitivity warning about the Italian stereotypes throughout this film. Did we not live that last year? Now, I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of paisans who weren't offended, and I also have a lot of Italian friends that were offended by the whole Tommy DeVito thing. That they were basically stereotyping the Italians, and so much that AMC has to come out and do a disclaimer that, hey, this is full of Italian stereotypes. Tommy DeVito, you got benched. You got benched, my brother. You got benched and didn't see the field again. It was very nice. You were a very nice story. You were. 1,000 yards, 1,100, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, completed 64% of your passes. You were 3-3 for the Giants. And here's the problem with you, Tommy. We talked about it with Daniel Jones's rookie season. Daniel Jones started off strong and then hit a lull and then hit a valley. And then what happened was, and I've talked about this before, especially with rookie quarterbacks and first-year quarterbacks, you hit that valley. You hit that peak early on, then you hit that valley because teams start adjusting to you. But then there's an upswing. Then you try to make that curve back up again. You didn't make that curve back up again, Tommy. Your first game, you threw for 175, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. In second game, you threw for 20 and the loss to Dallas 27 times for 86 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Your big win against a bad Washington team, 246 for 3. Then you beat a bad New England team in the rain that New England should have won that game, but it was the greatest non-tank by Belichick, 191 and 1 touchdown. We're seeing the swing going down. Then you had the miracle comeback in Green Bay, but you still only had 158 and 1. Then the whole wheels fell off the bus in New Orleans. I predicted that the New Orleans game was going to be his downfall. 58% of his classes, 177. Then you had the horrid game in Philadelphia where you got benched on national television, 56%, 55 yards and an interception. You didn't get back until the end of the Philadelphia game because they rode with Tyrod Taylor. And you want to sit there and say, well, if I was a third round pick, yeah, maybe you should have had a better showing in college. Maybe you should have had a better showing at the combine. Oh, wait, you weren't invited. Maybe you should have done more when you had the chance to keep the job. Don't sit there and say you can rest on your laurels because this is what you did last year. This is a new year. This is a new year. Everything that you did last year is done. Your stats are now 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. You have to. And he goes, well, I got a chip on my shoulder now. You have to come back in and reprove yourself because you were an undrafted rookie free agent on a bad team that you won 3 games, except for the Green Bay game where you beat bad teams. And then when you played against good teams outside of Green Bay, you got wrecked. And you're complaining that if you were a third round pick, I wouldn't have to come in here and prove myself. But you had no problem taking shit ton of money, $125 an autograph from your fan base and your public appearance. You had no problem taking that cash, did you? You ran out there like a whore in New Orleans. Give me the money, give me the money, give me the money, give me the money. And now you want to come in here and say, well, if I was a third round pick, maybe you should have played better. Maybe you should have played better in college. Maybe you should have done more to solidify yourself. No, you got benched and never saw the light of day. James Williams says, y'all better hit that like button. Make sure you fan on. Go get your fan on shirts from Online Big Blue. NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Online Big Blue. Make sure you fan on. I'm going to keep this up all day. Let's give them something to talk about. James, salute to the chat. My brother, left side, strong side. Mr. Sanders, hey, Tim. I've been around. I know you're always around. That's why I love your comments. The New York Giants Pepsis. I don't know what you're talking about, Zach. There's no such thing as the New York Giants Pepsis. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Hey, Ryan, what's up? I just cannot understand the Daniel Jones supporters. How do they actually look at the rest of the quarterbacks in the NFC and think Daniel Jones is competition? Shaking my head. Because it's what we got. It's what you got. I mean, you got Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito. If you want to break this down within the NFC, not even the NFC, if you want to break this down in the NFL, if you want to break it down, and you want to take a look at this, the Giants probably have the worst quarterback room in the entire NFL. I mean, you Baltimore Jackson with Bills, Allen, Burrows, and you got even Watson. I mean, we don't know what they're doing. Probably Bo Nix, but Bo Nix is an unknown. C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Trevor Lawrence. You got O'Connell, but they also have Minshew there. You got the Herbert. You got Tua. You got Drake May and Jacoby Brissett. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. You got Will Levis and Malik Willis. You got Kirk Cousins and Penix. You got Kyler Murray. You got Bryce Young. You got Caleb Williams. You got Dak Prescott. Hell, you got Goff and Hendon Hooker. I still love the fucking Hendon Hooker thing. People are like, I love it now because even the giant beat writers like, we should trade for Hendon Hooker. You told me he was too fucking old when we were going to go draft him, but now we should trade for him because all of a sudden Hendon Hooker he's Ponce de Leon and got fucking younger. You got Jordan Love, you got Matthew Stafford, you got Carr, you got Hurts, you got Purdy, you got Smith, you got Mayfield, and you got Mariota and Jaden Daniels. I gotta say, they're probably the worst quarterback room out there right now, the Giants. But you got to root for what you got. James says, it's going to be hard to swag that out, a.k.a. Jimi Hendrix couldn't make that look cool. I think Jimmy could. I think Jimmy could pull it off. Davey, Mr. John Mara didn't hire you yet to be on board with Daniel Jones. Maybe he'll give you a desk next to Carl Banks. Me and Carl Banks like this, man. I can't actually, you know, it's sad. I broke my fingers so many times. That's as far as I can bend them over. These two fingers, as far as I can bend them. I used to break these fingers all the time. And what I used to do is I'd have to tape them together. But now that I've gotten old in the arthritis, I can't even bend them over. Hey, Joe, what's up? Hey, Tim and James Williams live. How are we doing? Love to catch in the streams live. Well, welcome, Joe. We always appreciate you coming in. David Sills is the West Virginia legend. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. Feel like the new college football playoffs 12 system is going to create a lot of quarterback options for us next year. I just don't see it. But okay. A report came out yesterday. The Giants are expected to win only 3 games this year. How are you supposed to how are you supposed to fan on? Because that's what you're supposed to do with Carl Banks, man. Fan on, bro. Fan on. Fan on. Go to NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Get your fan on gear. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. Probably a lot nicer too. Oh shit, I didn't take it down. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's talk about love. Oh, I'll be watching more Kansas City Chiefs games this year. Watching the Giants will be a stroke for real. Oh, yeah, that might be. Tommy DeVito will be on the Arlington Renegades next year. Rob Sports says, Tommy underperformed Deion Jones. I don't know why this is being forgotten. Outperformed, because that's not saying much. That's like garbage beat out trash. That's not saying much. Who in this league is fearful? What team in this league is fearful of a quarterback room of Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito? Then you've minus Saquon Barkley. I'm not saying Devin Singletary is not a good back, but you've minus Saquon Barkley. So you're going to hopefully it's going to be Singletary and all others. If Daniel Jones still gets intercepted in practice over summer, my Daniel Jones dislike will grow even stronger. Tommy DeVito was better than Daniel Jones. Again, I'm going to say it again. Garbage is better than trash, or maybe trash is better than garbage. I don't know. I'm not calling either one of them trash or garbage, but I'm just saying you can't have that philosophy that he was better than Daniel Jones. That's really not saying much. And I'm not trying to be mean to Tommy DeVito, but Tommy DeVito, you were undrafted for a reason. It's not like you were just an undrafted rookie free agent because you had injuries or because you had issues. You went undrafted for a reason. You took the NFL by surprise and by storm for a little bit. But then the problem was the wheels literally fell off the bus. And that's okay because of the fact that you are what we thought you were. At least what some of us thought you were. And we knew this whole rocket ship ride to the moon was going to fall off. But for you to sit there and tell me if you were a third round pick, you wouldn't have to fight for a job, that's just asinine. If you were a third round pick, you probably wouldn't even be on this team because we don't take quarterbacks. So I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. And like I said, he's for all rights, he's a good kid. He screwed up a little bit in his marketing perspective. And I think charging as much as he did for autographs and appearances, I think he knew in his heart of hearts he was cashing in on his 15 minutes of fame. But to sit there and tell me I'm here with a chip on my shoulder because they don't respect me. What's the respect? You got to prove it. There's no fake it till you make it. You got to prove you deserve to be on an NFL roster. And now that the league has more film on you, great balls of fire. I think Tommy DeVito's 15 minutes of fame really got to his meatballs. Oh, wait, I can't say that. Of course, you can say whatever you want, James. Another season of Dan Jones. I don't think I can swag it out, man. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. T-Brad says, Big T. T-Brad. Why am I looking for T-Brad? Big T. What's up, Greg? You missed the last stream, Greg. You missed the last one. Just not going to say anything. I'm just going to tell you you missed it. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's up? What's going on here? Davey says in New Orleans, Daniel Jones was singing Wheels on the Bus Go round and round, round and round, round and round. I'm 40 years old. I only pause when I'm playing video games. I was playing PS1 before I came down here. That's why I was a little bit late. I like to people that know me or people that have been to my house know I like to collect stuff. I collect stuff. I'm a collector. And I collect stuff that, is usually near and dear. And we didn't, certain parts of seconds of the time, we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up. So I didn't have a lot of certain things. And so when I see something I didn't have when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, I got to have that. So someone basically was given away on the, I guess it's on one of these marketplaces. They gave away a Sega Saturn with a bunch of remotes, a PS1, I can't think what the other thing was. A 16-bit, the original 16-bit Sega Genesis, 32 Saturn games, a whole bunch of games and everything like that, and all these different remotes, and all this stuff from Japan. So I went and got that. So of course I had to go out and get these tube TVs. So now my wife's going to kill me because I got like 8 of these 1990 something huge ass, CRT tube TVs all over my living room. She went to the office today. So I probably should try to clean it up. So I was busy playing Test Drive 6. Daniel Jones has not proven durable. Locke is 20 touchdowns, 20 receptions, 59.7% completion percentage. Rook has not played a regular season snaps. And if you take a look at his snaps in the Canadian League, it's not that great. Let's start Nathan for the hell of it. Why not? Me, James, but that was possible. Tim, breaking news. Tommy DeVito's mom said no pasta and meatballs for you. I'm on a diet. You can't have that shit. That's too many carbs, man. Too many fucking carbs, man. I'm on this stupid diet still. Too many fucking carbs. I'm off all the pain pills and I'm on the diet. So, which is good because I've dropped like 25 pounds and stomach's getting flat. I get my sixer back again. Walking dogs, doing all that stuff. James says, as much as I hate Jones, just remember Tommy DeVito played in a game where he didn't throw a forward pass. You rephrase that. He played in a game where he wasn't allowed to throw a forward pass. Who's the first coordinator out the door this year? Oh, it's gonna be what's his name? It's gonna be Kafka. If we reach a pinnacle of ineptitude like we've seen prior, it's gonna be Kafka. No doubt in my mind. I mean, it's not even going to be a question, because you're gonna have to get rid of him. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean to Mr. Kafka, but not Kafka. Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean, but he is going to be the offensive scapegoat. Whoops. Here in my car, he should have been the offensive scapegoat last year. If we're going to be honest, he shouldn't even still be on this team, because it's not like he had this evolution or even like Prince with the revolution. He didn't have this. So I mean, he's going to be the first one. He's going to be the first one to go. Who's texting me now? Better not be Dom. Dom, our friend Dahmer, he had surgery the other day, yesterday. And I felt bad for him because he like broke his shoulder and all this stuff. It's terrible. It's actually terrible. I mean, he did it playing for soccer. So at least he was being manly when he did it. So let's all send out our well wishes and our
draft, baby. Yeah.
Let's send out our well wishes to the Dahmer. He had his surgery yesterday. And it was outpatient surgery, but anytime you go through surgery, it's still a lot. So he had something wrong with his shoulder, and he had to fix his shoulder, and he had this terrible bruise and everything like that. So being the good friend that I am, and of course we all know Dom lives across the pond, being the good friend I am, I sent Dom a present. I sent Dom 2 presents, and it arrived the day he was coming home from the surgery. And it was beautiful text message. He sent me a text message just saying, I really thank you for sending me these gifts, and I really greatly appreciate it, no matter what it is, because he doesn't know what it is yet. And I had to text him back and tell him, don't thank me until you open the boxes. Don't thank me till then. I hope that Dom will allow us to show, because I would never show this without Dom's approval. So hopefully Dom will allow us to show what I sent him. I don't know why people even like me. Jersey Tommy has to be your best. Oh, Jersey Shore Tommy, man. I don't know. Is Jersey Shore Tommy the best soundbite? I still think King of the Almost Sack is the best soundbite. I still am. I still think that the Kenny G one probably has the best production value. Let's see here. I'm seeing if Dom is texting me because I don't know if his ears are burning. Here we go. Jersey Shore Tommy. Wait for the beat to drop. I'm not going to the chiropractor, so I'm not going to screw up my neck. Peace, Tim. What's up, Kevin? Kevin, we got a 2 for 2 for Kevin. Kevin says, hey, leave DJ alone. He's restarting his 6th rookie season. Give him some room to grow. He needs to reach that upper level, so his mind, body, and control must be won. It's a sacrifice. He's got to find the glow. What's up, Mr. McCormick? What's going on? James, you lie. It's deplorable. Rob says, I'm considering any Eli and Daniel Jones comparison disrespectful. I'm considering the, here we go. Hi, all. Listening in, won't be active in the chat as I had surgery yesterday. We just talked about you, Dom, and I'm in the world of pain today. Well, Dom, did you get that? I don't know if you're still, but Dom, let's see here. Here we go. Here was Dom. I broke 7 bones, still tried to play on. They made me lie down as I was there for fear I broke my spine. Thankfully not. I have not opened to give yet as I am struggling today. Well, you know what? I got to tell Dom, thank God you haven't opened to give yet. I'm so mean. I mean, but I'm creative. So we got the Dahmer. Make sure everyone says that the Dahmer's feeling better. Get well, Dahmer. We have to have a Dahmer sound effect. I got to get back to the rest of the chat here, Dom. I jumped around for you. T-Brad, I'm here, brother. What's up, T-Brad? I keep saying your name. Thanks, James. Looks like he's in here. Tim, in all fairness, Hitler was the worst than Stalin, so I guess Tommy was better than Jones. More history lessons today. We learned about history in 1925 on Sunday stream. I brought up things that James didn't even know about. You know what, guys? Okay, I'm going to talk about James for half a second. Then I'm going to go back and talk about Giants. So we were on the stream yesterday, and we were talking about 1925. We were talking about the hoodies. We were talking about all that stuff. And I told James that, and during the stream, I stopped the stream and I said, does everyone know the other historical significance of 1925? And I did a paper on this. And it was the August 8th and 9th, I believe it was, where 30,000 white supremacists and KKK rows marched for the first time in Washington, D.C. down Pennsylvania Ave. Not lying. That's what happened. And I love it because James, my brother, who I love, didn't believe me. He had to go look. I wrote a paper on this in college. He had to go look it up. And then I call him this morning and he's like, I was like, I didn't believe you, man. But then he goes, I looked it up. I was like, oh shit, he's right. Let's see. Fan on there, Dom. Fan on. Let's see here. Steady Slow Processor says, well, Daniel Jones finishing his career with no more starts and touchdowns thrown. I don't know. It's a good question. Let's just hope he plays. Can't believe Archie Manning is going to be our quarterback in 2026. Even if he doesn't start in college, he will be drafted. Thank you. Can Archie Manning at least play a game? Start a game in Texas outside of the spring practice? Can he just start a game? But knowing us, we'll take him in 2026. Hit the like button. Hey, Tim. In all fair, I already read that one. Let's see here. Read that one. The Missouri legend. Laugh. I'm calling him that from now on. Tim, says OG. Tim, people are just tired of seeing Daniel Jones, seeing something else with this team. I guess giving fans hope Daniel Jones isn't better than some backups. You're not wrong. What team would Daniel Jones be a starter for? Oh, Appalachian State. I got it now, James. Appalachian State. Stoner, what's up? Hey, Tim, it's hilarious that all my friends act so surprised when they find out how long Daniel Jones has been with the Giants. Because you want to know why? Because you don't have your fan on t-shirt. Get your fan on t-shirt. NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Go buy it right now. Oh my God. Tim, if you want to play your retro consoles, you need to get an AV to HDMI converter so you don't have to buy CRTs. No, man, I want to do this shit like when I was young. You don't want to play it on this shit on these flat screen TVs. I got James will tell you. I got 3 of them in my game room or my mountain cave. I have 3 flat screen TVs. I have 3 60-inch TVs on the walls, and then I have a 100-inch drop-down screen for movies. So I got plenty of TVs to play this shit on. But no, man, you want to play retro. That's why they call it retro. They don't call it hook it up to a fucking HDMI converter. We didn't have them back in the 90s, boys and girls. We had to strain our eyes to play these video games. These bags under my eyes aren't because I'm old. It's because I strained my eyes playing video games in the 90s. Tummy sucks. Sorry, my Italian friends. I'm on a seafood diet. Everything you see, you eat. Oh, Daniel Jones should be making Tommy DeVito money for real. I mean, really, he should. I mean, if you want to be honest about it, Daniel Jones is more than overpaid. Yes, he probably should be making the same amount that Tommy DeVito's making. And that's not a slight against Tommy DeVito, because I think Tommy DeVito is overpaid either way. No, I'm just joking. He's not overpaid either way. But they really should be making the same amount of money. Really, truly, and honestly, they should. And you know, that's just the way it is. I mean, it's. I don't know what else to tell you. You're right. Kafka is an eagle plant by Howie. Howie doesn't need an ego plant. Daniel Jones is going to wear the tan yoga pants off to the field to his next contract. James is right, man. I keep thinking it's the pants. Okay, listen, I can't unsee this. And I can't unsee this. And I can't unsee this. But the problem is, I think it's the pants. I really do. The helmets look like Michigan's. And the jerseys are the Montreal Canadiens. Maybe it is the pants. Maybe if they were white or blue or red. But James is right. And we were talking about it today. They look like yoga pants. They really kind of do. Break a leg, Dom. Good afternoon, Blackbird. What's up? I want Tommy DeVito to be the starting quarterback. Again, he has charisma, and those guys rally behind him. I got charisma. I got charisma, but it doesn't mean I should be an NFL starting quarterback. Wishing everyone, everyone wish Dom a speedy recovery. No, the smooth sounds of Kenny G was always the best soundbite. I kind of like the smooth sounds of Kenny G. I kind of do. I've been trying to think about this because some people are like, well, are you going to have new sound bites for this season? And honestly, I laughed at myself because keep thinking to myself, I don't know how many more videos I'm going to do every day. But here we go.
Bringing you the smooth sounds of Kenny G. 72 million. Not worth it, as you can plainly see.
It just kind of makes you happy. You're just kind of like, well, you know what? Maybe it's not that bad. It was only 72 million. It could have been worse. It could have been 82 million. We could have been the only team that was vying for his services. We could have been the only team doing that. But we weren't. Let's give them something to talk about. Let's talk about love. What do we got here? I'm here, brother. Greg says Daniel when healthy. Oops. What happened to Dom? He fell out of the tree making cookies. Hey-oh. We didn't talk about Dom. Let's see. Daniel Jones has to find the Quan. He did find the Quan. Would you be opposed to trading Dexter if it offers good package? No pun intended.
That's what she said.
If you don't think you're going to be competitive for another 2-3 years, yes, I would consider that. If you did not think you were going to be competitive, if you felt that in some regards you were going to be competitive, then no, I would not trade him. But if you felt that you were going to be at least a 6-7 win team for the next 3 seasons, yeah, I would probably have to consider trading him. Don't let your wife see the gift. Yeah. Thanks for all the well wishes. She is gonna have to open it for me as I cannot, but she will film it for Tim. I just want him to open it so badly because I want to get the permission if it's given to us to show the gift and then maybe sell them because I think I'd make $1 million off of this. And I wouldn't even charge $219. I would charge like $10. In a perfect world, DJ isn't ready for week 1 and Locke starts and Locke holds onto the job all year. That is a perfect world, but I just can't roll with Locke, man. If there is more that's just the kid hasn't unseated him yet. Oh yeah, because he hasn't beat out the other kid yet. The other kid was going to go through the transfer portal. I'm not going to. It's just, and we're not taking Archie Manning. Daniel Jones can back up Willie Beeman.
That's great.
I finally gotta get to work. That's right. Yes. Come on. My name is Willie. I keep the ladies creaming and all my fans got screaming. You can defeat me. You're dreaming.
Flex your chest. Get Metrex. Evan says Jones will be ready for week one. It depends if he keeps the job during the season. That is a big depending. Dego says, fair. I do enjoy playing with my old consoles on the first TV I had as a kid, a small 10-inch CRT with a built-in VHS player. I got a 32-inch Panasonic CRT, and I got an Avant flat screen TV one that was like from 2000. Then I got a Sony from 2006. Yeah, I got way too many fucking TVs. I got enough consoles. I truly think I have every console, modern day console. I start with I don't have the Atari, but I do have the Intellivision. And then I have the Xbox One, the Xbox 2, 3, and then I have the Sega Dreamcast. I have the Saturn. I got the Nintendo. I got Super Nintendo. I got it all. You know? Don't forget the 1990s. You didn't have to have wireless controls, which means you were near the TV. That's the problem. That's why I'm blind. Danny would start on the Broncos and the Titans and the Saints. No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. He's going to beat out Carr. I don't think he's going to beat out Levis or Mason Rudolph. And I don't think he would beat out Bo Nix. The Pepsi one is hilarious. I can't take credit from that. That was the Zack Attack. The pants are horrible. The helmets are good because they're the Michigan Wolverine helmets. I keep thinking my cousin Vinny. I keep thinking my cousin Vinny. If you ever watched again, not my cousin Vinny, My Blue Heaven with Steve Martin, another stereotype. Another Italian stereotype that just gone wrong, and I love it because he talks about the shoes. Hold on, do I have it? I think I had a clip. Hold on. I gotta skip this. Do I have it? Hold on. That's the witch company. But at one point he talks about her shoes and she goes, I haven't been wrong about anything. He goes, the shoes, because the shoes are tragic. The new uniforms look like, they kind of do look like American Gladiators. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence might get $50 million? I think he probably will. I think Trevor Lawrence has actually shown ability. I think the problem with Trevor Lawrence is he was the first overall pick. So immediately with the first overall pick, you think, he's going to have to be better than he is, but it takes people time to progress in this league. And he had a playoff run a couple of years ago. In 3 years, he's thrown for over 11,000 yards, almost 60 touchdowns. He was injured a lot last year, but he still threw for over 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, complete 65% of his passes. I mean, that's pretty. Certain Giant fans would cream themselves. Like his 2022 season, 4,111 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. And he had that run in the playoffs. Some Giant fans would shit themselves if we had that. The pants fucked the whole jersey up. If they were different color pants, they wouldn't look as bad. Maybe red pants. Tim, I was trolling Tim with the DeVito. Oh, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. And my day's not even over yet. Those are going to be Khaki Jones. Will be wearing those working at State Farm next season. If I could have given Kevin G $100 million, we probably would have. Let's see here. No trade for Dex. Like I said, if you think you're not going to be good, if you think you are not going to be competitive, if you think you're going to look at this Dexter Lawrence contract over the next 3 years and you are going to say to yourself, okay, maybe, we need to build assets. We need to we need to alleviate, make sure you hit the like button, guys. We need to alleviate some cap space issues. And we need to just get better. Then you think about trading them. Yeah. But if you think you're going to be competitive in the next 3 years, no, you keep them. Cardinals forgot they were supposed to be tanking against us. They did. Belichick bringing Bernie Kosar next season. Jones' days are numbered. I just don't see it. I don't see the Belichick reunion. I love Belichick, great coach, great Giant, great, just a great guy in general. So people, I mean, I don't know him personally, but that's what people tell you. But at the end of the day, you kind of just look at him and go, he's going to be 70 plus years old. It's the whole, he's got enough on his plate that I just don't see it. I don't see it. And I wish I did. And I wish I could sit there and tell you, yeah, this is what it's going to be. And then we kind of go from there. Let's see here. Let's give him Trent Dilfer or Daniel Jones. Well, first of all, you got to go with Trent Dilfer because he's got a Super Bowl ring. Trent Dilfer is also 5-1 in the playoffs. So just on that record alone, you got to go Trent Dilfer. I mean, Trent Dilfer's best seasons were 20 plus touchdowns and anywhere between 11 to 15 interceptions. I mean, who does that sound like? I mean, you can't. Everyone wants to talk about Daniel Jones and the one playoff win. Okay, Trent Dilfer's 5-1 in the playoffs since has a Super Bowl ring. So I gotta go Trent Dilfer. Let's see here. I wish a Contra or a Ninja Golden remake for one of the newer consoles. Oh, I like Contra. That's a good. Actually, I have that. I was playing Mortal Kombat 3 earlier. Trevor Lawrence is going to get paid. He's going to get paid. Alejandro, I've called a fake fan all week for not liking Daniel Jones. Well, you are a fake fan. How dare you come here and dismiss the greatest quarterback that never was? Because nothing is his fault. Ever.
Make the bad man stop.
That's kind of just what you think sometimes. Like, just make the bad man stop. Just make him go away. Don't go away, man. Just go away. Just make him go away. Just for a little bit. You were 3, and Tommy DeVito was 3-3. You won more games with Tommy DeVito and Tyrod Taylor, each won more games, and you just kind of reached a point where you're like, okay, you saw the team at times, the offensive line get better with DeVito and Tyrod Taylor. And was it because the offensive line actually got better? Or because the offensive line actually didn't have to block for 4 to 7 seconds and watch the pocket collapse because Daniel Jones doesn't process faster than the Commodore 64? Which one is it? How many games do you think the Giants? I say between 5 and 6. Giants over under 7.5. I don't like that. I don't see 7. Well, let's see. I thought Elvis Grbac was an upgrade. What a disaster that was for Baltimore. Elvis Grbac was one of these guys that when to your point, when he went to the Ravens, they thought that the Ravens always had that defense, especially with Ray Lewis. They always had a more than competent defense. That 2000 defense. I was at that Super Bowl in Tampa. And when Ron Dixon came out and took that kickback, it was something else. And people forget that Grbac was 8-6 for Baltimore. I mean, it was in that 2021 season. But like I said, he was a guy that had 40 wins and I think 30 losses. And he had like 2 really good years in a row in Kansas City. I think the second year he threw for almost, I think both years, the second year he threw for like 4,000. And I think he threw for like 30 touchdowns, 28, maybe 29, 30 touchdowns that year in Kansas City. Then he went over to Baltimore. And Baltimore thought they had the quarterback that was going to progress them into the next era. And boy, they were wrong. Let's see. It's still insane the Giants have not drafted a quarterback since drafting the great Daniel Jones. Why would we need to draft him? It's everyone else's fault but his. Jaden Jones has been an anomaly in the Giants matrix. This really kind of is. I always compare it to Bizarro World, and I'm not into comics, but I guess there's this world in Superman where everything's reversed and Superman is evil. And it's almost like it's like that. And then, like you said, you always think of.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
That rabbit hole goes pretty deep, guys. We are a 3-win team, but I'll push to 4 if Jones doesn't play. Danny DeVito played a weaker schedule. He did. You're right. Daniel DeVito. I'm not calling him Dom. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to call him Tommy. I'm not going to call him Danny. I'll call him Daniel DeVito. Played a much weaker schedule than Daniel Jones. And then when teams got film on him, like every rookie quarterback, he didn't adjust. But that's the thing. Like Daniel Jones 2019 started off high. And all of a sudden started coming down. Then he hit the valley. But like a quarterback should as a rookie, he then started climbing out of the valley. Tommy DeVito went down and got benched. and Brian Dable, who's the quarterback genius, I think knew that what he had. What's up, Cutthroat? Thank you for the super chat. I'll super chat to go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. I've noticed that our fan base has low standards. I think that's being nice. I really do think that's being nice. I want to talk about the Phil Simms thing for a minute because that bugs the hell out of me. The Phil Simms shit bugs the hell out of me. Well, Phil Simms wasn't good till year 6. That's what I keep hearing. And let's just talk about this for a second. Phil Simms went 6-4 as a starter as a rookie in 1979. Threw for, I think, almost 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns. He made the all-rookie team. I've said this before. He was the runner-up for Rookie of the Year to Otis Anderson. And it was then injuries and other issues that caused Phil Simms to kind of wallow a little bit. 1980, he went 3-10. He only played in 13 games, but he still had 15 touchdowns and 19 interceptions. I call that the sophomore slump. 81, he was 5-5 for the Giants. Giants made the playoffs at 9-7 that year. Scott Bruner took over and was really the catalyst at the end to beating Dallas, to beating Philadelphia. But Phil Simms was leading that team to the playoffs before injuries occurred again. And he threw for almost 2,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, I think 9 or 10 interceptions. He had the knee injury all in 82. 83, he got benched and lost the job to Scott Bruner. Hold on a second. We are going into the online Big Blue archives. We have archives. I also call the archives my floor. So then in 1983, going into the season, he got benched. Here we go. A tale of two quarterbacks. Talks all about Phil Simms and Bruner and bench and the injuries and everything else. And the loss of Ray Perkins going into the 83 season, because Ray Perkins, of course, went over to coach Alabama when Bear Bryant retired. So in 83, he lost the job in training camp to Scott Bruner. And Bill Parcells, this was the 3-12 in 1 year. Bill Parcells even said it was a mistake that he didn't start Simms. He made the mistake of following everyone else's advice and started Scott Bruner because Scott Bruner played well enough during the strike season in 82. He also led the team to the playoffs in 81. So he said he made them. His gut wanted to go with Simms. He listened to everyone else and he went with Scott Bruner. Scott Bruner had a horrid season. Phil Simms busted his thumb after 13 pass attempts in Philadelphia. I remember the game, shattered his finger, shattered his thumb. So Bill Parcells comes back in 84 and says, you know what? If they allow me to come back, he talks about this all the time. If they allow me to come back, I'm going to do things my way. Not going to listen to anyone else. I'm going to do what I want to do. What did he want to do? He wanted to start Phil Simms. Phil Simms, first New York Giant quarterback ever to throw for over 4,000 yards that season in 1984. Giants finished 9-7, make the playoffs, 22 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. They then goes on to have, that another run in 85, and they win the Super Bowl in 86. And then, of course, he is leading the team in 1990 when he got hurt against Buffalo when the team was 11-3. And, of course, with the whole Jeff Hostetler thing. But there is no comparison that all of a sudden Phil Simms made this serendipitous rise over in 84 after 6 years of just wallowing on the Giants. He was on the all-rookie team. He was leading to his team to playoff twice. He got injured. It was injuries, not his play outside of that second season, that was to the detriment of Phil Simms. So there is the only thing you can compare is the injuries. And like I said, I think Phil Simms was not injury prone. I think it was just bad luck. But for people to sit there and tell me, well, it's just like Phil Simms, right? He's Phoenix rising from the ashes. No. Phil Simms, all rookie team, second to Otis Anderson, rookie of the year, leading the team to the playoffs in 81. Played well, was playing well at times when he gets hurt. Daniel Jones was 1-4 when he got hurt and beat an Arizona team because Arizona decided we're going to go into fucking Tampa too and not blitz anymore because we think our astronaut quarterback could make the difference. Arizona lost that game more than the Giants won that game. Can we just be honest about shit? Just once. I swear, sometimes I sit here and I listen to some of the garbage that people send me because I don't watch other YouTubers. I tell you this all the time. I don't watch other YouTubers. I don't. I watch one or two here and there because people send me clips, but they drone on about this garbage. And it's like, you are truly doing this just to get likes, just to get views, just to get this. Do you really believe the shit you're saying? Do you really believe it? Just curious. I'm also curious about these people that live in especially these YouTubers that live like around New York and everything else. Why don't you have fucking season tickets? You sit there and take all this money from these people. Why don't you use it to go get season tickets and do things? I get shit because I give shit away. I take people to games. I take them to the coaches club. I take them on the field. I take them to all the events. But for some ungodly reason, I'm the bad guy. And maybe it's been building up over the last couple of years. But it annoys the hell out of me. They show up for the free shit, but when you want to sit there and you need them to pay for something, when they're taking all these monies for the people that they say they're doing their videos and their shows for, but they don't give back. I'm looking for a sound effect, so everyone just shut up. It's been a long day. God. I was out in the sun too much today. I think that's what it was. I was out in the sun too much. Where is it? Let's see here. Where is it? Let's give them something to talk about.
You don't want the truth because...
No, that's not it. That's not it. What is Crony? Oh, McCrony. I know what that is. What's theme?
These guys.
Oh, it's my theme music. Oh, I did have that on there.
What is wrong?
I'm all jacked up.
Thank you.
I'm all jacked up and non-do. Oh, here we go. This is what we need to say.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
And as he finished it, so say goodnight to the bad guy. Because you never will see another bad guy like me again. Oh, my gosh. Is it just me or did DJ look like he was even more scared, like he was going to get hit? At the photo shoot with the Century for jerseys, the guy sees ghosts 24/7. Davey says, curious, how did Phil Simms go to Morehead University and not to a mid-major level university? I don't know. Phil Simms never came up to me. Phil Simms never told me the story. Morehead used to be a Division I school. I know that. I don't think they were at They moved when Phil Morehead State. I do remember this was a Division One school at one point in time, and they moved to the Ohio Valley. Yeah, it was the Ohio Valley Conference they moved to. And then I believe they became, I think they were Division II. I don't remember. They were a run-centric team. So, I mean, it's, he still had school records. He still set school records for 5,000 yards, but and 32 touchdowns. But I also think he threw like a school record 45 interceptions, Phil Simms. And, Bill Walsh will always tell you the story that if Phil Simms was available in the third round, they were going to take him over Joe Montana. So Bill Walsh, tells that story all the time, but the Giants snatched him up in the first round, which was kind of a shock to everyone. I still remember it. With New York Giants select quarterback Phil Simms, Morehead State. Yeah. Jones pick 6 against a rookie cornerback. It's training camp and the guy's coming back. Don't worry about it. He's going to have plenty of time to suck. I live in Maryland, the cushy part, and I made it to at least 2-3 games a year. 2 preseason games and 1 or 2 regular season games. Because you're a fan. I'll be at game 2 versus the Giants. Commanders, Tim, this year again. I'm nervous. I'll be there because Jaden Daniels is playing. Tim, do you think the NFL will change the hip drop tackle rule after this year? And what do you think of the Guardians cap being allowed in games? I don't have a problem with the Guardian cap being allowed in games because it's their safety. It'll look weird, but it's their safety. And I don't think they're going to change the hip drop tackle. I think they will change the verbiage. We talked about this before. I think they will change the verbiage in the rule for the hip drop tackle. I don't think they're going to change it. I think they're going to change the verbiage because we've read the do I still have it? Hip. Let me see if I still have it. Let's see here. Because we had the verbiage, we had the actual verbiage from the NFL, and I don't think I have it anymore. I don't think I have the actual verbiage anymore. Let me see. I'm trying to find it, Zach. So let's see here. Swivel technique that doesn't get used very often. Let's see. I don't have the verbiage. I wish I had the verbiage, but the verbiage was what kind of got, I think, the Players Association and got the some of the players. Here we go. The rule. Okay, here we go. The official. If the defender grabs the runner with both hands or wraps the runner with both arms and also unweights himself by swiveling and dropping his hips or lowering his body and landing on and trapping the runner's legs or below it at the knee. So a lot of ways you're just banning tackling below the waist. If you literally read the rule, you cannot grab the runner with both hands or wrap the runner with both arms. First thing they teach you in tackling is you wrap up and you lock on. The other thing they teach you is you kind of lift yourself up and unweight yourself and drive your body into the ball carrier. And most of the times you're doing that, you are swiveling your hips. And a lot of the times you are going to land on the lower half of the body of the defender. So I think more of the verbiage is going to get changed than the rule itself. I'm out of work and I'm not fired. Well, that's always a bonus when you're not fired. Malik, thank you again for Super Chat. Super Chat's good to fill to it. Children's Mom, Malik doesn't look happy to be here. I'm not saying he's not happy to be here. So I don't know the kid. I don't know. I can't tell if he's happy to be here or not. I don't know. He does and says some things that you're kind of like shopping for LA on shopping for homes in LA, live streaming it. And then his kind of reaction to when he got picked, and then some of the things he said about Daniel Jones, and now what he said about the uniforms itself. So I mean, here's what it is. Hit the like button or Tim can't leave his basement. First of all, it's not my basement, it's my man cave. There's a difference. I have a man cave. Basements have like heaters and things in them. I got a life-size Bigfoot and a mariachi bartender that sings and dances behind my bar. My basement's so weird. My basement's so fucked up. Oh, it's so weird. It's weird. My basement's weird and fucked up in a good way. Everyone that comes to my house wants to go to the basement. That's the first thing when you. Well, first two things are these are the two things that people want to do when they come to my house: eat barbecue, because everyone knows I love to barbecue and I'm a barbecue aficionado. You know, I get these steaks, T-bones are like this big, literally like this big. James can attest to it. And everyone that comes here, and I love it because I take pictures of people when they do it. They always look at me and they go, I can't eat this whole thing. Then they eat the whole fucking thing. And then what everyone does, and I swear it's everyone, they literally start sucking on the bone to get the rest of the meat off. So the first thing everyone wants to know, I already got people asking me, are you barbecuing on Monday? So first thing you want to do is come to my house, you want to eat barbecue. Because I have 2 big green eggs, and a smoker outside on my porch. So you gotta do that. Second thing everyone wants to do is everyone wants to come and hang out in the basement. So I mean, because there's just so much, there's like so much shit to look at here. Some people, and I got so much weird shit. Like I literally do have a mariachi bartender, and it's great because he has on a sombrero, the bartender. And he also has on a Elvis, he's got on an Elvis wig and a mustache. And then right below him, I have an animatronic talking Elvis head. So I mean, so those are the things that people always want to do. These are the things that they want to come and do. And so I mean, so I actually like being in my basement. I wish it's funny. I literally wish I could spend more time in my basement. I really do. I always tell people I built a bar in my basement because I don't like leaving the house. Every time I leave the house, something bad happens. So I'm not allowed to leave the house. Which I think is great. And I think I've shown the Bigfoot costume before, so I mean, but he's literally standing up on a I went and bought a mannequin, and so he's literally standing up on the mannequin. So let's see, I got it right here we go. This was from let's see here, do I have the overlay? Oh, I got the overlay right. Hold it right here. I got the overlay. I knew I had the overlay somewhere. We've shown this before, but for people that haven't seen it before, we will show it again. Oh no, it's not letting me pull it in. Oh well, it's not letting me pull in the photo. But then, like I said, those are the things that people do. So I like being in my basement. I like my basement. It's safe. My basement is safe because no bad things happen in the basement. The basement is what I like to refer to as a safe zone. You know, people have safe spaces. This is my safe space. I have my basement. I have my TVs. I have everything else down here. I got refrigerators. I could live down here without having to go to the bathroom. I do need to get a bathroom in the basement though. I will say that I do need to get a bathroom because we don't have a bathroom down there. I have to get a bathroom. NFL is turning into flag football. What the fuck is a hip drop tackle? I just told you what it was. Zacatech says, in the UFL, all players can be reviewed and challenged by the command center or by one coach's super challenge. Ooh, I like that. Should I bring the slaw? I'm not into coleslaw. The wife is in the slaw. Isn't the coleslaw. Tim, you should sell barbecue. Oh dear Lord. I mean, like I said, the barbecue in this house is phenomenal. So I have to admit that. When Malik shook hands with Joe and Dable, he didn't seem happy. Did you see Malik on the live? And Caleb William asked him about Herbert and says, what the hell, when he asked about DJ, cut off the video. Yeah, I did see that. You know, did he potentially neighbors want to go to a different scenario in a different situation? Maybe. I mean, I can't tell you I can't really tell you if he did or he didn't. You know, but I can tell you he's a New York Giant. I think he is going to be happy to be a New York Giant in the long run. I think at the end of the day, he is going to find himself. And I think a lot of people keep saying, you know what? He's going to be the next OBJ. And I kept saying over and over again to people, I don't want him to be the next OBJ. I want him to be the first Malik Neighbors and leave it at that. I mean, the poor kid is, the expectations alone that he is going to save the franchise and make his quarterback better, is crazy at best. Because we've talked about this before in the annals of NFL history. If you are using your wide receiver to make your quarterback better, there's something very wrong with that. Something very wrong with that equation. I mean, how many times do you sit there? People say, we're going to draft this wide receiver because we need him to make my quarterback better, who's been here for 6 years. And I kept defying people to tell me outside of the 70s or even parts of the 80s, when was there a quarterback that you've been waiting for so long that you keep changing the goalpost in reference to how good he can be or when he is going to be good? And that's kind of always my question. When have we had this happen before? When? I mean, especially in the modern era. So at the end of the day, you got to kind of figure out, what's going on. What's going on with Daniel Jones? What's going on with Neighbors? What's going on with everybody else? Oh wait, it took me a little bit to find it, but here's a sample of a steak that we have at the house. And that is not a small plate. That is a full-size dinner plate. that is the steaks that we serve to our guests here in the house. And then a lot of times this was the other day when I was barbecuing. Hold on, let's go. This is filet mignon, corn on the cob, which is all fresh, and the sausage. So I mean, yes, that is butter. I like to make sure there's a good amount of butter, especially on the filet mignon in the first cook, because it sucks into the juices, which makes filet mignon should be extremely tender and basically melt in your mouth like butter. And the easier way to do that, if you don't spend enough time brining it, is just put a little shitload of butter on the top. Let's see here. We're having a barbecue over at Tim's house, and Tim and his subs. We have 2 injury-prone quarterbacks, Tom and DeVito and Rook, and they may carry 4 quarterbacks. They might. Neighbors needs to be Neighbors, not OBJ. Right, 100%. Neighbors needs to be Neighbors. Won't you be my neighbor? Let's not let him be something he's not. Let's let him be who he is. Let him be the first Malik Neighbors, not the second OBJ. Oh, and here we go. There's the Bigfoot costume. That's me as Bigfoot. That's and I didn't have on the feet or the hands, but that's what we have. That's what we have here in the basement. DJ, quarterbacks make wide receivers better. Yes, thank you. Did OBJ make Eli better? Nope. I think he helped extend Eli's career a little bit. Teams usually move on from a quarterback in 2 to 3 years. Exactly. We've talked about this before. People see the progression in 2 to 3 years, and their quarterback is not making what they feel is best for the franchise. You move on and you get a new quarterback. No, we just keep tripling, quadrupling, doubling down. None of it matters. We are still under the coast of the boat trip. It's over. The boat sank. The owner sold the boat, and the boat sank. So it's not the boat. Dom and I talked about this once years ago, that we were actually going to go to Miami and sink the boat. That we were going to go there and sink the boat, but the boat sank. So it's not the boat. There's something else that's cursing us. Zach Attack says, I got 100 on my stats test this morning. Everyone, make sure you give out a big shout for the Zach Attack. Zach, I forgot how many credits you're short for graduating. I graduated. Congratulations, says Zach. Congratulations. Thank you. I think the best position in the NFL to be is a long snapper. If you are good, you get a long career and reward for minimum work. The only good thing about a long snapper is if you never hear their name. That's Trey Junkins. Did anyone know who Trey Junkins was until that fateful day in San Francisco? Did anyone know? I always tell the old joke. You know, what do you call a guy that likes to hang out with musicians? A drummer. What do you call a guy that likes to hang out with football players? A kicker. Oh, maybe we should get to 2022 Jones this year and maybe never elevates the team and we go on another run. We beat a bad Minnesota team in Minnesota and barely beat them. Where's this run? We started 6-2, finished 3-5-1. You barely cracked 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. Everyone's going to talk about 700 yards rushing. That's because they knew we couldn't pass. You shut down the run, you give them the rushing yards, and we won. There's about 5 to 6. We talked about there's like 5 or 6 of those games we didn't win because without Saquon Barkley. And Barkley's gone. And there was maybe 2 games that we don't win without Daniel Jones, and he's the starting quarterback. If you're relying on 5 wins because of your running back and only 2 wins because of your quarterback, it truly is the bizarro world. It truly is. We got 3 tickets. We got 3 tickets to the Legends event, which I think is June. I think it's June 8th. I don't remember what. It's either June. What is the New York Giants Legends event? Legends event. I think it's June. Yeah, I know it's June. New York Giant. Hold on. Everyone just leave me alone. Let me alone. Oh, Tiki Barber's going to be there. It's let's see. No, I'm sorry. It's June 20th. It's the Legends event. It's a Giants 100 Night of Legends. It's going to be at the Madison Square Garden Theater. Mara's going to be there. Shane's going to be there. Some expected legends are going to be there. Eli Manning, Harry Carson, Tiki Barber, George Martin, Jason Sehorn, Bill Parcells, and Tom Coughlin, and a bunch of others are going to be there as well. I am going with Big El Gigante, James Williams, and the T Brad, and we have 3 additional tickets. 3. So we got to kind of figure a way to give these tickets away. And I don't know how yet. You have to have your own transportation. You got to be able to get to MSG on your own. We're going to get there early. So I told James, it starts at 5:30. Doors open 5. I'm going to be there like at noon because I'm going to go to a bunch of bars around there. Go back to my old stomping around days. So we got to figure out a way we're going to give away these 3 tickets. And we're going to do like we did to when we took everyone over to a bunch of times the last couple years, taking everyone over like to the Coaches Club. We'll figure out a way that, we'll all meet up, and we'll all have a good time. I'm just trying, here's some of the guys that's on the field at the Coaches Club. So, yes, it was Take Your Kid to Work Day with Dom. So we're going to figure out a way to give these tickets away, but just make sure that if you want the ticket or win the ticket that you are able to go. If not, please let someone else have the ticket because you do have to pay for these tickets this year. They're not free this year. So we're definitely going to work. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, my brother? Let's see. Zach Tech says, did you see the AFL had ousted Lee Holton? No, I did not. And hired Jeff Fisher. No, I did not see that. Lee Hutton and hire. I did not see that, actually. We robbed the Commanders in 2022. We also robbed Jacksonville in 2022. And we actually, Titans don't miss that field goal. We lose that game, but we also don't win that game without Saquon Barkley. Ahmad Bradshaw is coming to my area. Really? Tell him I said hello. Got an Ahmad Bradshaw autograph right there. There's my Ahmad Bradshaw. Yeah, Ahmad. Let's give them something to talk about. Anyone else got anything to talk about? Bueller? Trying to see what else is going on here, but we're going to figure out a way to give away those tickets. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we'll figure it out. But like I said, just make sure that you're able to go because we've given away tickets before and people did not go. You got to have faith. I'm trying to see what's going on. Anything going on in the Twitter sphere? I haven't even looked at Twitter. I'm trying to avoid Twitter. Trying to avoid. All I ever do, anytime I go on Twitter, all I do is get in fucking trouble. I'm staying away from Twitter. Staying far away from Twitter. People can't take jokes. Make sure you also go and, of course, get your Fan On t-shirts at NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Make sure you fan on. Those t-shirts are selling for I don't know how much. I jokingly put them up and people were buying them. Giants on Hard Knocks. Can't be good. Can't be good. Teams usually go on Hard Knocks when they're not that good. And there's usually a reason why teams are not hard. So I'm curious to see it. James is like, I feel bad for you because you're gonna have to do shows reviewing these. I said, well, we'll see. Does your wife let you have Twitter? Yeah, she lets me have Twitter. She lets me have Mr. Hard Knocks, John Mayer. Blazin says, we all know it. Fan on, everyone. Fan on. NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Get your shirt. Get your hat. I even put them on tote bags. I love it. People are like, well, you've probably spent a lot of time. No, I didn't spend any time doing it. It took me 15 seconds to make it. And I loaded up to the website and said, put it on everything. I think once you are on Hard Knocks, you are not taking the season seriously. Well, this is the thing, though. This Hard Knocks isn't season related. It's off-season related. So I don't know. I think it's going to be more about the draft and the inner workings of behind the scenes of everything that was going on, maybe free agency, maybe the draft. I don't know how great it's going to be honest, because I don't think it's not a training camp edition. It's like the Giants did something similar like this years ago. It's like an off-season edition. So we'll see. That's a bad sign. I read somewhere that DJ fans were talking trash about Eli to make DJ look good. What's that about? People are stupid. That's what that's about. Raz said, I guess we win 3 wins the whole year. We will win 9 or 10 games this year. Fan on. I don't think we're going to win 9 or 10 games. I don't see it. You look at the schedule, and like I said, I don't sit there and my little magic marker and mark wins and losses because we haven't even gotten a training camp yet. We haven't played a preseason game yet. I don't know what the hell's going on. I can't predict what other teams are going to be and what we're going to be just off of preseason. Training camp, and we're not even in training camp, so we can't predict this shit. Let's see here. I don't get why Saquon didn't stagger the Thomas contract. I said it before. I said it before with those contracts. I don't understand why he didn't stagger the Lawrence Thomas contracts and the Jones deal. I don't know why he didn't pull Howie and structure them in a way where you're giving out so much of this large bonus money that your salaries are so low. And then everyone always looks at the dead cap number, and, it was the whole thing. Like, Jalen Hurts wanted the no trade clause in his contract. He's like, I want a no trade clause or I'm not signing this deal. So Howie the genius said, well, listen, your dead cap number is like $200 million or not. Right? It's probably not $200 million. I'm just saying that your dead cap number is so high, I wouldn't be able to trade you anyways. His 2024 dead cap number is $120 million, Jalen, and $107 in 2025. So he knows how he knows I can't trade you anyways. And I love it. His cap hit for 2024, $13 million. His cap hit for 2025, $21 million. Cap hit for 2026, $31 million. His cap hit for 2027, $41 million. And then the next year when he's 30, he's only got a $7 million dead cap number 2028. So he knows he's not trading him 2023, 24, or 25 because the cap number is so high. So what does he do? He says to Jalen, you know what, dude? You want a no trade clause, my brother? You got it. Because he knows he can't trade him or waive him or anything. That's why I hate Philadelphia. We might win 9 or 10 games in the next 2 seasons. Zach says, I hate when people say the defense was top 5 in 2011. That wasn't even true. You're right. We had a good pass rush. Davey says the Giants are like the guy in the Animal House that they're talking to take a beating and going to say, thank you, sir. May I have another? That was Kevin Bacon. That was Kevin Bacon in the role of Animal House. Zagatak says, what does Zagatak say? Zagatak says, Bad Dog makes fun of Howie, saying he just pushes money back. The Giants do that, not the Eagles. Howie doesn't push money back. This is what people don't get. Howie, when he's got a younger guy, builds and constructs his contracts around the fact that he gives more bonus money and then he pushes the incentive money to the front of the contract. So technically it's front loaded. So then he pushes the dead cap number higher in the first 2-3 years and lower the last 3-4 years of the contracts. He's got a 5-year, $255 million contract, Jalen does. 179 guaranteed. But the thing is this, if after 2026 he wants to move on, yeah, he's still got a $50 million dead cap number, but he's also got a $31 million cap hit. So really that cap number is only about $19 million, which we owe more than that in Daniel Jones in 2026. People need to think that. People need to think. People need to look.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it.
I don't know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math.
Okay,
math
Dad.
is math.
Math is math, guys. You want to talk about the Eagles for a second? I want to talk about the Eagles and their contracts this year. Right now, and we've talked about this before with the rule of 51 and everything else. Right now, adjusted with the rule of 51. Now remember this: they still have 30. They have more money. They have more money than we do in dead cap space. $37 million. They were only negative $6 million when the rule of 51 expires. We're going to be negative like 20 something, 30 something. They currently have $24 million in cap space with the rule of 51. They have renegotiable contracts, which is not going to hurt them, in the likes of A.J. Brown, Lane Johnson, Bryce Huff, who they just signed. They could renegotiate some of that money. They could renegotiate Slay, Landon Dickerson. They can reach, not Kelsey, what is his name? Josh Sweat. What's his name? The Dallas, the Galbert, whatever the tight end is. And they also have money they can move on from, with like James Bradbury and people like that. While we have maybe one contract and a second contract we don't want to touch in Daniel Jones, they have like 8 that they can renegotiate and build a pontoon of cap space. This is why the Eagles retool and bring in talent every year to help them get into that next level. They hit that lull a couple years after the Super Bowl because of the fact that sometimes the chickens do come home to roost. But I think how we learn from that experiment, and if you actually go back and look at the Philadelphia Eagles cap space over the next couple seasons, it's one of those things that you're like, okay, they do it right. They do. And like I said, I hate saying that. They literally do it right. And that's why they keep bringing in these guys. That's why they keep signing the likes of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to these contracts. And make these trades and these free agency signings. That's why they're able to do it, because they also understand the fact that they have a quarterback whose contract outside of the dead cap number, and the dead cap number only should bother you if you're going to get rid of somebody. Here's the thing that cracks me up. Jalen Hurts' contract this year is only 5.31% of the salary cap. Jalen Hurts' contract next year, only 7.97. 2026, only 10.87. 2027, only 13% of the cap. So you have a quarterback in the next 2 years that is making under double digits in cap space. This is how teams win. Daniel Jones is taking up over 18% of our salary cap space, and we don't know what we got. Jalen went to a Super Bowl. Jalen was 10-1 before the injuries occurred. And we look at our cap space, and they're on advanced calculus, trigonometry, and we're still counting on our fingers. And we have been doing that for years with our cap space. The Dem contract year is 1,000%. Dale, the defense was ranked 27th in 2011. You're right. Apparently, Shane and Abrams are horrible at math. Common Core math makes no sense. Did Howie have any assistant GMs that the Giants can bring in once they fire Shane? They did. They brought in, what's his name? The other guy. They brought in the guy from Philadelphia. Brandon Brown. Yeah, it was Brandon Brown or Bobby Brown. I can't remember his name. Don't be cruel. Yeah, but do you think the opposite side of what the teams do to win, Tim? We are the New York Giants. You're right. Brandon. We did bring in a guy from Philadelphia. Probably going to lose him anyways. Did people hit the like? I haven't even looked. What we learned today is math is math. We're gonna give away tickets to the thing, to the 100th thing. We're giving away that. Brandon Brown, thank you. Couldn't remember his name. Thank you, appreciate it. It's been a long day. What does Brandon Brown even do? That's a good question. That really is a good question. What exactly does Brandon Brown do? Who is our cap guy? Is it still a Kevin? Who is our cap space? Who is it? What is it? Is it a team? Who is it? Who is it? Who is our cap guy? I love it. New York Times 6 days ago. New York Giants team is tight on cap space. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You gave all your money to Brian Burns. You gave all your money to one guy. You brought in a right tackle who's the nicest thing they could say for him is don't pull him because he lands on his ass because he trips over his own feet. Oh my God. All right, guys, I gotta go. I gotta go do something. I don't know what I gotta do. I gotta do something. But stream on Sunday. Will we have a video today? I don't know. Probably not. We have a video this week. I don't know. Probably not. It's the summer. It's a beautiful day outside. We're gonna sit in the basement and make videos. I'm gonna go outside and barbecue shit. Go outside and play with fire. Look out for black bears and coyotes. You gotta. And James always makes fun of me where I live because I really do live in the middle of nowhere. And I was telling James, I said, you know, you live in the middle of nowhere when you get black bear alerts. There's a black bear in the area. Okay. And then we have this marsh behind us. And I wear this headlamp when I go outside because it's like pitch fucking black. And you have to scan the marsh and the trees and look for eyes because we have coyotes. So you gotta look for the eyes in the marsh and in the high field, the high reeds behind us. So yeah, that's what I do. Drop a video of DJ being a 5 quarterback. Shane is smarter than the average bear, especially in my backyard. A top 5 quarterback in indoor arena league football. That's good because the AFL is closing up. I was talking to someone with the Philadelphia Soul the other day, a couple weeks back, but just about maybe doing some stuff and talking about some marketing stuff and things. And so we're chatting a little bit, and then like 3 days later, they folded. So I was like, great, now I kill the Arena Football League again. Hope everyone enjoyed today. I know I had a good time. And as always, this is Tim, the New York Giants Straight Talk. Powered by Big Blue LLC. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you look out for those new videos because Lord knows when they're coming out. Make sure you have yourself and a good day, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.